Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors. A Work Tough Gear Wednesday. We're doing the Famine. It was designed by my dude, Keith McKenzie. Love Keith, great guy. Listen, this thing's SK85. It is a recurve style. It's super dope. Listen, I got another video on it, a hard use video on it, that's got all the specs, and you can check that out. The thing is this, guys. With Work Tough Gear Wednesday, we do one of two things. If I've got new knives to show you, we do our straight up demonstration review, etc. But when we don't, and that's most Wednesdays, I want to choose a knife and kind of focus on it. Not a still do you love it, but just point out some particulars on it and really laser in. Not really a review, but just some things I've discovered. Now, we're doing three things here. One, I'm making some shavings, a little bit of feather sticking there. I love the knife. I love the recurve on the knife. Keith designed it kind of as Hell's Fighter. I'm going to tell you like this. It is an apocalyptic style knife. It is 7 millimeters thick. Everything with Work Tough Gear comes razor sharp. In all the knives that I've gotten, dead serious, not one of them have I had to touch up, hone up, sharpen up. Not one of them's been dull. They all come razor sharp. Edge geometry is always on point. Listen, let me cover something real quick. I've been getting asked a lot, Scab, what do you think about Joe X's video on the Aries? Do you have an opinion on it? What do you think? How do you feel? Well, I feel the same way I felt when the Vlads asked me if it was a good idea to send him one before they ever sent it. I think it's a phenomenal idea. I think Joe did a phenomenal job. Shout out to Joe X. And if you haven't seen that video on his video on the Work Tough Aries, you need to. That knife's bomb proof, but if you've used it, you know that. But Joe did a phenomenal job. Every knife review has merit. Work Tough Gear needed one of those reviews on the board, and Joe knocked it out of the park. So that's how I feel about it. Think it's an amazing idea. Shout out to Vlad Knives. They're great folks, man. Vlad Knives, they're awesome. Joe X, check them out. Now, back to the thing, and then we'll do our intro. The deal is right here, guys. I'm making a pointy stick, putting me a smooth handle on it. That'll do two things. It's a walking stick. It's a weapon. It's whatever I need it to be. If I need to point directions with it, I can do it in style. Looking good, Scab. Looking lean. That being said, I've also made plenty of fire shavings with it. Okay? I just wanted to show you some different things with this knife. It is a big knife, but it's very easy to handle because of that great working choil. I use a fencing grip 90% of the time anyway. I really do, unless I'm chopping or something like that. I just like the fencing grip. Made me a nice little stick sword there. And right here, one thing I've been doing, guys, is every day I make a fire, I bank the fire, and I get it started back the next day. Just working on skills. So using the Famine, making some shavings. Right here, cutting little foliage. We're doing all kind of different stuff with the knife. It is super tough. That being said, welcome back, my friends. I think I already said that, didn't I? I did. But I didn't say this part. Guys, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. You know that. The stat we focus on here at Choir Boys Outdoors is 0 vets. What I want you to know, the only thing is this. Man, we love you. You have a place here. You're welcome here. We back to blue over here. Oh, to the chagrin of many. How do you do that, Scab? It's simple. We don't break the damn law. And finally, if you're an addict, and this is important, never quit quitting. So, again, the Famine, designed by Keith McKenzie. Now, there was talk of making this 6 millimeters thick. And for a time, I thought, well, yeah, that'll make it thinner and slicier. I got to be real honest with you. I love the 7 millimeters on this. It just gives it that punch. It gives it a solid punch, and there's a lot that you can accomplish with this knife, but your skill set's got to be there. How do you get your skill set there? Guys, if you get a knife, now if it's a collector's item, I get it, okay? Gonna stab a tire. If you get a knife to use, or you get a knife, man, this is going in a bug out bag, let me encourage you, use it, learn it, know every part of it. If there are any hot spots, figure them out. If there's any parts of that blade that's not sharp, figure it out. Use your knife. And listen to what I'm saying there. If you are buying something that you're going to bet your life on, you damn sure better bet your life you need to use it. Okay, just learn it. Build up your skill set. Nothing wrong with it. I use a knife every single day of my life, whether I'm making a video or not, whether I'm doing anything or not, every single day. It might be going out, guys, and just processing up firewood. It might be whittling. It might be swinging at water bottles. Every single day. And you can see that elongated harpoon tip there. This is a great stabber. The thing is this, and that is still belted. The thing is this, guys. I will link my review, my demonstration in the comments or in the description. But the thing with this knife is this: if it's Hell's fighting knife, it's also Hell's apocalyptic survival knife. The thing is tough as nails, sharp as hell, and this is a used, guys. That's what I was going to stress. I really wanted to take this knife. I love this knife. This knife gets a lot of use. I tuck it in my belt a lot. It fits my hand. It's perfect for me. But I have wore that edge and wore that edge and wore that edge. And so I thought, you know what? We'll wind it on down. We'll strop it. We'll do a little touch up with the diamond stone. Just hone it up and get it ready back razor sharp. So what I did is I do all this stuff. We stabbed it a bunch. And it's a gorgeous knife. Now somebody asked me about that stain on the knife. There's something down here, guys, in the trees that stains the hell out of a blade. Now right here, what we're going to do is we're just going to do, this is a pine. You can see that little knot that I hammered out there because that was fat wood. This is just a pine pallet, and all I want to do is just some bangs right there. Just bang away. There's no hot spots in the handle. The handle didn't loosen up. Very, very comfortable in hand. The other thing I like about this, and that was the only time I ever hit the hole right here, son. The other thing I like about the handle is there's no hot spots. And you see right there, just some flat, straight down chops on that edge. The thing about Work Tuff Gear's heat treat is simply this. Look at that. There's no chips. It's got to be, guys, it's got to be one of the best, if not the best, in the business. There's the old money shot there, Scab's ass. And right here, just some quick, hard stabs. You'll notice when I stab, I don't go crazy with the knife. Now, I could bring it back and try to stab it like I was stabbing a rhino hide, and you can see the working choil there. This thing isn't going to move. So, we're going to cut this sandblast hose. And I like doing a lot of stuff, and I've mentioned this before. It goes back to using the knife. I like using my knives. Since it's an apocalyptic type knife, I figured an industrial setting is a perfect place for it. But I like using my knives when things aren't perfect, when I'm not perfectly set up, when things aren't locked into place. And it's going to look like I cut my finger off right here. I didn't. Nice little slash here. That's my slingshot target area, if anybody's wondering. Cut the shit out of it. Here we go. Let's try this one. Money. So here's the deal. Now, I promise y'all my finger wasn't nowhere near as close as, oh, Scab, you gotta watch it. I know I gotta watch out. I've got cuts all over my hand from not watching out. But I wanted to cut this kind of out. See right there? I'm hoping Megatron don't make, well, it's 8 minutes in. I promise you Megatron ain't made it this far in. The thing with this knife, guys, a couple quick thoughts on it, all bullshit aside. I love the way it carries. I just tuck it in my belt. It comes with a black Kydex sheath. I love the way it handles that. You'll see me throughout this video and throughout the other video, you'll see me going to that fencing grip a lot. That's just comfortable for me. The choil is insanely comfortable for me. And I'll go out on a limb. I don't think anybody does a working choil, as far as comfort goes, better than Work Tuff Gear. I'm telling you, see the balance point there? Really, really well balanced, light in hand. Guys, I like doing this for a lot of reasons. The double cuts. One, it's fun, and yes, I'm a big kid. Yes. But it also gives me the feel for the knife. Can I go quickly? Can it move quickly? And you'll see that. This thing right here, you see that slight recurve there? That is also a plus for me. I love a recurve blade. Always have, always will. I've been asked, how do I sharpen a recurve? Well, let's watch this. Dip, dip. One of the things that I do is I like using my work sharp, and I use my polishing belt. I don't use an aggressive belt at all, but I use a polishing belt, and I freehand it. I find the correct angle and just hone it right up. SK85 is very, very, and you see the grip there. SK85 is very, very good for sharpening. It's a Japanese steel. It is, I believe it's SK5. That's, I believe, the conversion there. If it's not, it's right there, very, very close. Now you see right here, what we're going to do is just play with wood. And this is what I was saying, guys. This, if you don't do anything else with your knife, take it out, do some whittling. All right? Do your 7 cuts on it. Do a little chopping. Get used to it. That's what I've done with this knife. Really, that's what I try to do with every knife. And that's a big part of Work Tough Wednesday. Man, I love the company. They're my favorite knife company. I mean, I think that's easy to see. I carry that Nomad EDC more than I carry any other knife. Why? Because I can bet my life on it. Would I bet my life on this knife right here? You damn right I would. You damn right I would. 2 questions I get asked a lot. We got a minute left. 2 questions I get asked a lot is it easy to sharpen? Well, SK85 is certainly easy to sharpen. Does it have a 90-degree spine? Can you strike a ferro rod? Questions answered. Okay, the other side again. Shout out to Joe X. Shout out to Vlad Knives. There's not a tougher knife on the market. I'm just telling you. And I'm not talking about breaking it. I'm talking about edge bevel. I have yet, in over between 100 and 200 videos, I have yet to chip or roll an edge. Now, is it impossible to do? No, certainly not. There's certain things you can do that will chip or will roll it. But normal, everyday use, camping use, it's going to be fine. That being said, Keith, awesome job on the design. Absolutely adore this knife. Beautiful knife. Mr. Vic, as always, thank you for being you. Thank you for Work Tough Gear. Thank you for standing up with us. I'm Scab. You're not. I'm gone, son. The famine.